2:05, December 14th. It's Thursday today, and I've got all of my stuff packed up and ready to go. We're gonna walk over to the spot and try to finish this painting today. Mostly because I have things going on this weekend, but also because I think the weather's going to start to turn here pretty soon, and it's probably going to start to snow in the next week or so. So, I feel like now I have this extra pressure to get the painting done, which honestly, I think that's good for me because, when I have too much time to make a painting, it's really easy to get kind of like stuck in this rut of like, should I just keep pushing it? And sometimes I hit these moments where I'm kind of bored with the process, so I do something really drastic, and then I end up kind of messing up the painting, and then I'm dealing with fixing a painting that's messed up. So anyway, this is going to be the last video because we're going to finish the painting today. So let me show you what it looks like outside. As you can see, it's nice and sunny. We have clear skies, so a lot of the conditions should look the same as the first couple of sessions, and yeah, let's go outside and finish it up. There's our spot. Wow, according to my weather app on my iPhone, the temperature right now is 49 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's not windy, so it's beautiful outside today compared to yesterday. So I should be able to get a nice long session in here at the location. I'm excited because it looks like the car that's in my painting is here again today, and the asphalt parking lot is empty, so I should be able to get quite a bit finished up in the painting today. And like I said, it's really warm. Set the painting down. See if I can film some of my setup with one hand. Come on. There we go. If you're a plein air painter, you know how important it is to have a setup with your gear that's really lightweight, but also doesn't take a long time to set up. So this is like my fourth iteration for my plein air rig, and it's been my favorite one because it's really lightweight. The tripod doesn't weigh very much, but also everything fits really nicely on this backpack. So I can just carry all of my gear on my back. I used to carry like a French easel, like those boxes, and I would have to strap it over my shoulder, which you can see people driving with the windows down. It's so nice out today. Sorry for the like shaky camera right now. I'm just trying to get this set up, but show you what this process looks like. So this wooden piece here is something that I made out of different scraps of hardwood. So it's oak and walnut, and the nice thing about that is that it's really stable and sturdy. It's hard for these kinds of wood pieces to break. So anyway, this just screws down here, and then once we get our canvas on here, we can adjust this top piece to make sure that there's enough pressure to hold the painting. You have to be careful because a lot of this painting is wet right now, which in some ways is good for the process, because that then means that some of the blending can be a bit smoother if I want it to be smoother. It just really depends on what I'm trying to do, because there are some days, this is not very centered, but I might have to just fix that off camera. What was I saying? Sometimes I like to work on paintings where the layers dry before I add more paint. But here's my backpack. Keep my brushes in here. I've got my Gamsol mineral spirits container. I've got paper towels, or these like shop towels. Here's my palette box that I use. And this just basically, these gaps on here slide around the legs of the tripod, and the whole palette box just sits on the clips of the tripod. Now, I don't know if this is the best design. I think a lot of people design these so that they hang off of the tripod box itself, more at an angle. But I like knowing that there's a little bit of extra stability and support from these pieces. And it helps because the actual palette box is not very heavy. This wood that I used is basically like flooring panel. It's Luan, really, really thin. You can kind of see it on the bottom here. It's really lightweight. So, and then the actual like structure of the box is out of pine, which is also very lightweight. So I don't feel like there's as much stress on the actual tripod because this doesn't weigh very much. Anyway, so today, as I've said now, it's session number 4, and I'm hoping that this is the last session. But the nice thing is that because it's warm out today, I don't feel like I have to rush. So this should be a really fun session to kind of wrap up this painting. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about wanting to put more focus and attention in this area of the painting. I stand back, we can see the view and the painting side by side a little bit better. And there's this weird sense of like logic that's interrupting how I understand these two spaces in the view and in the painting, right? Because we know that this is farther away from us than this area, but they almost feel like they're at the same distance in some ways. And I think some of that is because of the value range and the value structure. So this should be a little bit darker, it looks like, actually, in my painting. So I'm going to focus on pushing those values a little bit darker, and then also bringing out this grass edge line a little bit more to the left. I think that'll raise this plane from looking like this to more like that, right? It'll kind of like make it feel like it's a little bit higher, or it's tilting towards us a little bit more, because it kind of feels like it's on a hill right now with the way these angles are working. Sorry if you can hear the wind, if that's interrupting some of the audio, because there is a little bit of a breeze that's getting picked up. That's where the sun's at currently, so it's about 2:15. I don't have my watch anymore because the band, which we saw in yesterday's video, kind of came apart. There's this really cheap silicone band for my Fitbit watch that just came apart, so I have to find a new band. But anyway, here's the palette. I didn't really use that much paint yesterday. I thought I was going to use up a lot more of the paint, so it was nice I didn't have to like reload any of my paints, and I doubt that I'll work through all of this again, which for me is pretty standard. I try to bring up more of a buttery surface as I paint, but because the areas that I'm working on are a lot smaller and I'm working in more of the details of the painting, I don't use as much paint as when I'm blocking everything in at the start of the process. But I'm not going to film any of the actual painting process just because, as I've said before, it's really hard to paint and film at the same time. Plus, then I could just focus on really making the best painting that I can make, and then I'll do various, recap stages. But all right, time to finish setting up and start working. So it's been about an hour now that I've been painting, and painting looks like it's almost done. You can see I did a lot with the foreground, sort of like the bottom third of the painting. I haven't really touched anything up in this area. I changed a little bit of the garage on this side, and I did a lot of work in the asphalt area. kind of hitting that point where I feel like I'm looking at it too long. It's kind of hard to see it with fresh eyes, so I think I might just work for another 15 or 20 minutes and then start to pack up. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I want this to be the last session, so sometimes you just have to kind of stick it through and keep pushing and pushing until it kind of clicks. But the thing that I'm a little bit unsure about with the painting right now is the fact that a lot of it has this very crisp, kind of rough quality, like all of the edges and the shapes. You know, when I started today or ended yesterday, a lot of the sharpness was kind of in this section, and now it's sort of like all of this area and this has that same level of you know, character, which is making it hard to sort of figure out where the focal point is now. So that's going to be the thing I'm going to try to resolve as I finish up today, and hopefully I'll like where it ends and then it'll be done. But I'll give you a close-up look at the little parking lot kind of asphalt area. I think pulling this out a little bit more definitely helped. So the light has changed a lot, as you can see, like the shadows, and the overall value structure of these trees is a lot different than the hour that I was painting them. So some of the things I can only, you know, I guess what I can really work on now are things that are in shadow. So like maybe this side of the building, I need to figure out if I'm going to add in some of the like dead, tall grass, you know, vines or whatever are growing in front of that one garbage can there. I don't know if the painting really needs it, but I do think that these shapes are a little bit too similar, right? Like this little sandwich of layers here. I think it needs something there to kind of break that up to make it feel a bit more organic, like it is in real life. So you can see it there. All right, keep working for a little bit longer. So this is the brush that I used. It's the only one that I ended up using today, which is nice. It's the same one that I used a lot yesterday. This is where I'm gonna stop for today. I think my plan now is that I'll bring the painting into the studio, give it a day or two just to kind of look at it. I'll check the weather next week and see if maybe there's gonna be a day that I can expect similar conditions. And if I need to touch anything up, I can always bring it back out and add a few details. But for the most part, I think this is done. I really like, obviously, all the things I've already shared about the painting, but you know, there's new moments that I put in today that I'm really happy with and excited about. Especially this triangle. Everything about this triangle here I think is really interesting. The color relationships there, the values, the character of the marks, I'm really happy with that. I think it counteracts a lot of the busyness on this corner fairly well. Value-wise, they're kind of similar though, I would say. I'm trying to cover up my microphone. I don't know if my headphones are recording this audio or if it's on my phone, but I apologize if the wind is distracting. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the painting. You know, are there areas that you're really interested in or excited about? Hopefully the video is capturing a pretty accurate sense of the color and value properties of the painting. I did notice that when I photographed the painting yesterday, just with my phone in my studio with daylight bulbs, the colors were way warmer than what I see here outdoors. Even though, you know, this is also natural light, there's some just clear temperature differences. So in a studio or gallery setting, this might be a lot warmer than what we're seeing in the video right now. But I'll take some photos and go ahead and wrap up the video for now. Let me share a few more details real quick. Before I let you go, I did want to just say that you know, this was a really fun painting to make. You know, I just want to see it reversed or mirrored here real quick. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it's definitely inspired me to do a lot more of this this winter. You know, I have a lot more time on my hands to come out for an hour or 2 hours, you know, every couple days and put together a painting. Something else I wanted to mention that I really have enjoyed about making this painting is that it's allowed me to meet some of my neighbors in the community. There have been like 3 or 4 different people that have stopped by, and some of them drove past and saw me working and made an effort to come out and say hello and meet me and see the painting, and shared really nice things about how it was going. So I just wanted to share that and document that part of the experience in the video here. But anyway, that being said, I'm definitely going to be sharing more paintings in the future of similar kinds of views. I really like these, you know, as I said before, these big shapes and the sort of like tree architecture contrast. There's plenty of that just within my neighborhood. So I'm excited to make more of these paintings. And I'll probably do some smaller ones too that maybe are 1 to 2 sessions, just so I can get through different ideas a little bit faster. And I'll for sure try to also do a couple of big ones here. But I hope you enjoyed watching this painting series develop. As far as I know, this is the last video, part 4. So if I do change anything in the painting, you can expect to see that in the final image of the painting that I'll share on my website when I photograph it, when it's officially done. If you want to follow me on Instagram, check me out at Hector Acuna _Plein Air. If you want to see my studio work, it's also Hector Acuna _Studio. So I have 2 different accounts, one for plein air work and one for studio, since they're kind of different. But if you'd like to see both at the same time, head to my website, acunaarts.com, where you'll also find some information on some plein air books that I've been releasing. The 3rd volume is going to be coming out early next year, 2024. And if you pre-order a copy right now for $30, you can have your name featured as a backer in the book. So check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.